Another big day on the Endeavor for white sea bass as they cranked 51 white sea bass on their most recent 2-day trip and some big rugs. You see those big halibut there? Really great fishing around the squid nest where all these predators come to exploit that squid. And boy, I'll tell you, all you have to do is find some halfway decent weather, and it seems like you've got a very good chance at a score on the white sea bass. Drop or loop fishing is the way to go. 40-pound fluorocarbon in most cases. I definitely bring some 25 and even heavier than that. And don't forget, if you're on a multi-day trip, there's bluefin tuna nearby also. White sea bass, tremendous fishing on the Endeavor out of Ventura Sport Fishing. Hope you can get out soon. Hey, good morning, my dear friends, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California. This absolutely gorgeous Thursday morning. Thanks for spending some time with us here on Friedman Adventures. It is so good to see you all. Man, I'll tell you, there is so much news breaking right now. Albacore in Southern California. A few fish have been caught. Can we build on it in the coming days? That's going to be the question that looms really, really large. But a couple of fish mixed up with our bluefin tuna, including some fish, more albacore up there at a Half Moon Bay. We'll have all of that. And now bluefin tuna, they are literally everywhere from way below San Diego in Mexican waters to the the 3/4 day boats out of San Pedro and everywhere in between. We've got fish at Catalina Island. We've got fish up in the Channel Islands, San Diego, just about everywhere you look right now. There are bluefin tuna. They range in size from 18 pounds to over 200 pounds. It's remarkable. Great sand bass fishing for local anglers. That has been tremendous. White sea bass are still biting. Man, I'll tell you, I think we've died and gone to heaven. You know what time it is. It's time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. Whoa, do I need this right now. Early morning here in Surfside. The sun just coming up. Look at that beautiful ocean. Some surf fishing guys right down here. If they catch anything, who knows? Maybe I'll run down there and shoot some live video for you. Hey, thank you so much for all the likes. We deeply appreciate it when you hit that like button. Of course, sharing these videos with a friend means a lot to us, helps us a lot. Subscribe to the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel and also tick the little bell. You'll be notified when there's new content. And you can get a lot more content, breaking news, and so much more on Facebook. That's Friedman Adventures. Also Instagram, TikTok, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. Wow, is there a lot going on. Man, I can't tell you how great it is to be with you. Let's jump into it. Let's go south of the border. We'll go to Ensenada to start you out. Tell you, there's a vast variety of fish being caught out of the beautiful coastal Mexican town of Ensenada. About a 70-mile drive south will put you there. And man, there is local yellowtail. That stuff, the yellows that is, gets up under the bird schools. Birds are picking down at the bait that the yellows are forcing to the surface. You throw a surface iron, and you are likely to hang a nice 12 to 20-plus pound yellowtail. And there's so many great operators down there. I mean, you can jump on It's For Reals Sport Fishing. You'll love Louis Prieto. He does a great job. Blackfin Sport Fishing out there in Punta Banda. They do great. Botes Juanitos with our friend Foca. He does a great job. There's Arnie, there's Morris. All those guys provide you with great opportunities at fishing, but also a lot of love and Baja hospitality, which you will experience for yourself. There's barracuda flurries, there's good sand and calico bass fishing on the local scene. There's plenty of rockfish. You get offshore, find a good kelp patty. You can catch a lot of yellowtail out there, and there's plenty of bluefin tuna wandering around. And who knows, maybe there's an albacore or two. We'll talk about that in just one more moment and see if my prediction actually might come true this year in Southern California. Stranger things than that have happened. So good fishing down there. Let's take it to the Royal Polaris because they're on a long-range trip, an 8-day trip, and they went down to Alijos Rocks where they encountered absolutely gorgeous weather. From 8 o'clock in the morning until about 12 noon, they were entertained with outstanding wahoo fishing. Everybody on board getting a shot at the who. Nice, excellent grade of fish for the most part, and the who fishing was fantastic. At 12 noon, they decided to anchor up, and then for the rest of the day, they caught yellowfin tuna in the 40 to 70 pound class and a whole bunch of yellowtail to go along with it. It was remarkable fishing, no question about it. Great fishing on board the RP. Those 8-day trips are fantastic right now, and several long-range boats are running them. So I highly recommend, if you've never done that before and there's any room available, you might want to think about jumping on one of those trips. We have an 8-day trip in November. We're going to get back in just before Thanksgiving. We'll be on the Independence. I'll be shooting a video for you on that one and also be doing some live updates that I know you are going to love. We'll be on the Independence in November. That should be fun. Great fishing on the Royal Polaris right now. All right, let's jump across and start talking about this bluefin tuna. And now when we talk about this BFT, we're talking about below San Diego, way down the Baja coast, so a lot of fish in Mexican waters, all the way up to the Channel Islands and beyond. I mean, the Pursuit, the full-day boat out of 22nd Street Landing, had 11 bluefin tuna yesterday fishing around Catalina Island. The Native Sun, the three-quarter-day boat out of 22nd Street Landing, had 4 bluefin tuna. Saw a lot of fish. They're very finicky right now. Same thing on the Pursuit. Very, very finicky, but they're starting to catch some fish, and I would really bring that variety of tackle. 25-pound to 40-pound circle hooks are best when you're fishing that offshore tuna. We've got a lot more to delve into with you with regard to this, but Jeremy also, a Waterman's Life on YouTube. He does this 3 times a week live. He goes fishing live, and yesterday he had his limits of bluefin tuna out there near Catalina Island, and he provided live transmission, streamed it while he was doing that. So that's a lot of fun. What a vicarious thrill you get with Jeremy fishing bluefin tuna yesterday live and limiting out by 9:30 in the morning. I don't know how you can beat that. Pegasus out of beautiful San Diego, 2-day trip, 39 bluefin, 250 pounds. There's a mix in terms of the size of this BFT. Right now, 18 to 200 plus pound fish. The Legend, 67 bluefin tuna on board their 3-day trip. Carl Erickson, great guy, been fishing here in SoCal since the 1980s. He's an old guy like me. And Carl says, Phil, I haven't seen fishing like this before at any time in my life. And Carl, you are so right about that. It is absolutely the truth. Carl, on his first night, had a 120-pound fish. Then he gets a 130-pounder that very first night. Right after that, fishing a 350-gram jig. The next night, Carl gets his biggest fish, which was 152 pounds on the Legend. They had a kite fish during the daytime that was up there around 200 pounds. Carl said the daytime bite for the guys on the Legend was very slow, very poor. Best bite was at night. But man, Carl, you are absolutely right about that. Excellent fishing. Ocean Odyssey on a 2.5-day trip, 72 bluefin, and they had a warm water species, a yellowfin tuna, kicked in there. The Freedom got back in to 22nd Street Landing in San Pedro, California. They had limits of bluefin tuna on the Freedom. The guys doing a great job there. So I don't know how it can get much better than it is right now. The El Patron fishing Catalina Island had a couple yellowtail, but they are talking big time about going offshore because the bluefin are right there. They're right there at Catalina Island. El Patron out of Long Beach Sportfishing, fishing Catalina, but maybe turning their attention now to bluefin tuna. You want to get on the El Patron, now is the time to do it. www.longbeachsportfishing.org. Get on the El Patron. Don't forget, 25 to 40-pound fluorocarbon fish get finicky sometimes. Circle hooks, smaller to larger, and choose a good hot bait. That makes all the difference in the world. Really exciting stuff going on right now. And we had bluefin tuna up there in the Channel Islands again as the gray light. They've been on those fish on a fairly regular basis. Hooked 7 fish yesterday, got 4 on the boat. Really great stuff going on. Now, the fish, as I mentioned, vary in size. I think the biggest one on the Pursuit yesterday was around 80 pounds, but most of them were like that 20 to 35-pound class. beautiful grade of fish, and you can actually catch the damn things. I mean, when you get into that 100+ pound category, you go through so many fish, it gets really frustrating. So these are some catchable fish. Now, I say that with this admonition: every single day is different, so you might get on some really big fish. You look at that ocean, the pursuit heading out there right now on a gorgeous morning. They're going to have beautiful weather, easy to spot fish. Let's hope they put the wood to them. One more time, again, exciting stuff. All right, in that bluefin tuna area, and you're saying, like, what bluefin tuna area? Well, within a day and a half range, the Lucky Charm was out yesterday. They say and report that they saw a lot of albacore. They ended up with 2 albacore mixed with that bluefin tuna. Say they saw a lot more. Man, I'll tell you, we're going to find out here in the coming days just how much albie there is and if there's any more pushing in here. As I've been saying all year long, of course, I've been saying it for 3 years in a row, but this year in particular, with the amount of anchovy, favorite feed of the albacore, with the cooler water that we've been experiencing, guys are fishing rockfish here locally up into the Santa Monica Bay. I mean, it's August here, guys. I mean, what's going on? We do have an influence from a La Nina that started to develop a month ago and is continuing to develop. La Nina is a cooler water transitioning from the El Nino, the warm water, into the cooler water here. And man, I'll tell you, things couldn't look any better. So hang on, everybody. A guy who is so well respected in this business, Pete Grossbeck. Pete, I hope you're having a great morning. Thanks for the info. Half Moon Bay, his boss was out of there, went 85 miles offshore out of Half Moon Bay below San Francisco, and ended up with 19 albacore up there. So we're starting to see some albie flood into this area. Now the question is, were those albacore just a little bit late this year, and are they going to show up and bite? Only time will tell. I would suspect that somebody would catch some more albacore today if this is the real deal. They saw a lot of fish yesterday. You would think somebody would come up with some more fish as the pelicans pound the surf here, and that's a good indicator. Oh my God, birds are really working the surf here. That's an indicator that there's a lot of bait and perhaps some predators in here on the beach. I digress. Back to the albacore. Let's hope that that thing is going to continue to improve. All right, let's talk islands. Oh my God, what happened to the Coronado Islands? They dried up. Very poor fishing there yesterday after an absolutely phenomenal month or so of great wide open yellowtail fishing. We've got a dip in the action, and I mean shut off kind of a dip. Just a few yellows scratched out of there. Gino Machino said, Phil, man, this yellow bite, and Gino has put some great scores together on private boats, said it's just not happening right now. And he's right. The boats that fish there had very poor fishing. Is it a temporary lull or is it over? We'll find out as the days roll on. But Coronado Island's really slow right now. Hopefully that's going to kick back into gear here very, very soon. I got my fingers crossed on that one. Richard Briano was on board the El Dorado, got his first yellowtail. Richard's a great guy, and Richard's a great Friedman Adventures family member at San Clemente Island. Nice going. El Dorado continues to fish those bluefin, continues to hammer out some nice catches on that bigger yellowtail. San Clemente Island, pretty darn good, but it's hit and miss. In the morning, you're fishing that dropper loop, plenty of live squid, 50-pound with a big hook, like a 5/0 to 7/0 size hook, dropping down with an 8-ounce torpedo. And man, I'll tell you, when you get flashed by those yellows, it's exciting stuff. There's some big halibut and there's some white sea bass scores going on over there also during the daytime. So you're starting that like when you drop anchor, dropper loop fishing in the dark till about 7 a.m. Then you start to meander around the island, and there's yellowtail, there's wide open calico bass fishing at times. That has been really, really good. And, you know, I'm telling you, the bluefin all over Clemente also, off the west end of the island, out toward Nicholas. We've got fish. There's a lot of bluefin spread all over the place right now. And hopefully, maybe an albacore or two more. So we'll continue to watch that for you very, very closely. John Garma made a recent trip on board the Fury. John's a great Friedman Adventures family member, makes all of our trips. I love that guy. He ended up with 3 yellowtail himself. He said the calico bass bite was off the hook. He was fishing in terms of hooks, an owner ringed offshore. Hook number 1, he fished 20-pound fluoro. He said he was fishing 25-pound fluoro, could not get a bite on the yellowtail, fished at 20, his bait swam away from the boat. He said that was the key. A hot bait that swam away from the boat, and zip, he was picked up. Ended up with 3 yellows. But perhaps it was the father-son team that he brought out on board the Fury that was the best story of all. Cyrus and his son Isaiah had a 160-pound bluefin tuna fishing at night, and Isaiah weighs 130 pounds. The young man, 130 pounds. He caught that 160-pound bluefin tuna, his first ever. They hooked one and lost it, and I got to tell you, Isaiah was like, God darn, and he was a little bit down about it. He came back, another fish. His dad coached him right all the way through the battle, and of course, John Garma provided the gear, and John has all top-notch gear, 100-pound Spectra, great 2-speed reels, 200-pound bite leader, and man, I'll tell you, Isaiah caught 160-pound bluefin tuna. Congratulations. And how long do you think it took him to land that fish? Come on, take a guess. What do you think? Less than 15 minutes. That is absolutely remarkable. Great stuff. And what a great story. And I'm so excited for you all. Catalina Island, picking at the yellows, a little bit of calico bass, a mix of fish, but most boats are going to turn their attention to that bluefin tuna. This is historic fishing, and who wouldn't? But the guys that stay at the island are going to pick at that stuff. Up there in the Channel Islands, we continue to see white sea bass scores. Tucker McCombs on the Endeavor with his most recent trip, a 31 score on the white sea bass. It's 31 white sea bass. And we don't even mention that there's rock fishing, white fishing, all kinds of other stuff to go along with it. Some nice halibut fishing here recently. It's really been great fishing. They had 8 big rugs on there, nice halibut to go along with that white sea bass. How can it get any better than that? Doug Tilks and my friend Eddie Berrigan, they've got a 2-day trip leaving tomorrow. Weather dependent, however, it looks pretty good. It might be a little bit breezy, but I think they're going to get that trip in. And Doug, you're going to be all over the sea bass with a good guy, Eddie Berrigan. I can't wait for you guys to shoot me in some reports. Really looking forward to that. All right, so Channel Islands, as we look at the guys that run over there on a daily basis, not fishing that bluefin tuna. We mentioned the gray light had BFT, catching calico bass and some barracuda, a few halibut, a few white sea bass, guys that are fishing Santa Cruz and Anacapa, doing really well on all that mixed up, falling back on the rockfish. The Island Spirit out of Ventura Sportfishing, doing a lot of that, picking at the barracuda, sand bass, calico bass at times, and also plenty of rockfish. If you'd like to get on board the Island Spirit, and you really should, they do a great job every single day. You can give Ventura Sportfishing a call at 805-676-3474. Get on the Island Spirit and go to their website, venturasportfishing.com, and book right now. Unfiled taxes, you want to call Tim Marquez, our buddy. He'll take care of everything. Tim's been doing taxes for 35 years. A great Friedman Adventures family member. And if you have heating and or air conditioning needs, John Lopez at your service. Efficient heating and air conditioning. He's a great guy. Give him a call today. Wow, there is so much going on. It is absolutely spectacular right now. Let's take you down to the San Diego landings. Local fishing now. Great sand bass bite down there. It's really rocking and rolling. Fun times. Great way to introduce a novice angler, a kid, to fishing is take them sand bass fishing. And for us old veteran guys, I love catching sand bass. It's a lot of fun, and it's biting very, very well. We see some calico bass out of Dana Wharf Sport Fishing here in the LA Orange County area. The Victory had some pretty good sand bass fishing. We're trying to get our consistency going there and wondering, is it just late? Is it going to happen? Are we going to catch barracuda? Are we going to catch sand bass? We've had some flurries, but we've lacked consistency. Step on the gas, hit the brakes. We'll see what happens. And then a lot of, as I mentioned, sculpin and whitefish and rockfish on our local scenes up here in the LA Orange County area, Marina del Rey, Redondo, same kind of a thing. It's like, a bite that you might see in December, which really adds a layer to the enigma of 2024. Remarkable year. No question about some outstanding warm water fishing going on and surface fishing. And then you juxtapose that to, what the heck? Why are we catching sculpin in August in Southern California? Maybe this is going to bite. And I'm talking Huntington Beach. I'm talking off San Pedro, Redondo, the Santa Monica Bay. Maybe we're going to get our surface bite, bass, barracuda, and that kind of a thing. We're going to hold on and cross our fingers and hope that that comes together here very, very soon. And we kind of covered what's going on up there in the Channel Islands, some sand bass along the beach and the islands biting pretty well. Man, it's active here in the surf. And that's a nice segue to talk about big fish, bait, and tackle in the beautiful city of Seal Beach, right on the corner of Seal Beach Boulevard and Pacific Coast Highway. You can go in there, buy a ruler, their ruler that you use to measure your fish with, and then you're automatically involved, or you're in the contest that they have every single month when they give away a free surf fishing rod, custom made, beautiful, and there's no cost. All you got to do is buy the ruler. Go into Big Fish, buy the ruler, get all the details, get your bait and everything else, and you'll be good. Down in San Diego area, a couple more stripers caught in the surf. There's some barred perch in the cooler water areas and some yellowfin croaker. Pretty good corbina fishing up here in the Huntington Beach area. Right here in Surfside today, I don't know what's been going on behind me during this report, but as I look around, there's birds picking everywhere. That's always a good sign, everybody. You're kind of doing what a sport boat captain would do. When you're walking the beach, you're looking for those signals. And one of those signals is birds picking. When you see that, man, getting up there and throwing a little chrome crocodile is a good idea. Here yesterday, I know Dan Lightfoot, Michael Limon, Barbara, Michael's mom, his brother, they were all here, and it was pretty slow fishing. I don't know what these guys are doing down the way here. I don't see them catching much, but the signs are all here with these birds picking and the pelicans hitting the water. It looks good. There's some corbina here, and there's corbina fishing pretty good up there in the Santa Monica Bay, up there around Rats Beach, the Topaz Rock Jetty, the Redondo Pier, and up in El Segundo. Some pretty good yellowfin croaker fishing going on up there. Are we going to catch more albacore today, or will the egg continue to be in my face? I do not feel vindicated with 2 albacore. We need to catch hundreds of albacore for me to be able to stand in front of you and say my prediction finally came true. We'll see. Bluefin tuna everywhere. Are the 3/4 day guys going to get some more fish today? We'll find out about that also. And we'll continue to watch it all for you here, right here on Friedman Adventures. Do not forget to go to our social media. Remember, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You can get a lot of breaking news during the daytime. And, of course, we'll keep you informed with all the very latest. Hey, it's a great, beautiful Thursday morning. I hope you're enjoying it. As always, I can't thank you enough for taking the time to spend some time with yours truly. That means a lot to me. Hit that like button. And as always, I hope to see you really, really soon. Have a great day, my friends.